What's up, YouTube? So today I have a piece of equipment or a piece of the build that I've been waiting since September when it was announced. So S1Built, shout out to them guys. Man, they're changing the game. They're changing everything. They're literally innovating the whole thing. Today I got a package. I pre-order their all-wheel drive header, and I received it today. So this thing is right next to me right here. I already got it out of the box, so I'm not doing an unboxing thing like most people do. Like, oh, I'm gonna unbox this thing. The packing is freaking legit. Just show you what the packing looks like. Like all this stuff here. Big box. All of that stuff was in there. Packing material after packing material, little empty boxes. It's like 3 of those things just holding this stuff together, and all of that stuff was just like in there. Now, with the package came this thing. I mean, it's the cheap stuff, but it is what it is, you know. I bent it. This didn't come from them like this. I bent it myself by mistake. It was an honest mistake. I was very excited getting stuff out. So I held it with my foot. The little packing thing that it came with, I think it was this one. Yeah, this one, because it's got tape there. And that other piece right there, I held it with my foot. And as you can see, it's bent right here. And it's bent right there. So as I held it with my foot and opened it up with my knife, I bent it right there and right there. So no fault to them. This is on me. But anyways, I'm not using this. I use OEM metal ones, not this thing that, you know, they break, corrode, and they leak with time. I use metal stuff from Honda. With the packet came, obviously, the 2 bolts that hold them together. And the little ears that you weld once you get the position of the header itself. You weld them in the spot, and you put these 2 bolts in there. I'll show you in a few here how they look like. Because, BAM! There's this thing. This is what I was talking about. You see those 2 that are already welded there? So once you have your position of where you're going to put it on, how you're going to install it, then you weld those 2 and clamp it together with the 2 bolts. But man, this thing, I'm going to give you a little walkthrough on it right now real quick. So as you can see, it's got both sides, so you can weld your exhaust to it. It's a 3-inch downpipe collector, whatever. It says in there, SUS 304 down there. I don't know if you can actually read it, but right down there with that little black spot, is that? As it says SUS 304, so I guess that's the type of metal that it is. But this thing is freaking beautiful. It's the collector itself on the bottom, or the flinch itself at the bottom, is welded on the inside. Not fully, but it's got some tack welds. That way it doesn't go anywhere. But it's fully welded on the outside. Fully welded on the outside. Nice and shiny. You can see that somebody went in there with some sort of either wire brush or something, cleaning it up. But it's gorgeous. Flex pipe. It's good. It's not one of those ugly old school ones that, you know, with wire mesh on the top that break, and freaking anything will break and get messed up. But yeah, down pipe, legit. Now to the main plate. Yes. Oh, and he's got some weight to it. I don't have a scale on me, but he's got some weight to it. Now, when it comes to like straightness, I don't know if it's the design or whatnot, but as you can see, these 2 runners are a little further forward than these 2 runners. I don't know if they're all the same, but whatever. That's just me being picky right now. And the way that this runner right here bends, it's a nice smooth bend to 2 welds. This one is a nice move to like that right there, with a little piece added to another piece added to the flange up there. But man, look at this thing. Look at this thing. The header, not the mess in the back. We're still working on the Christmas tree. Yes, I know we're kind of late, but whatever. But runners, nice and clean on the inside. I should have grabbed a flashlight for this. But to the naked eye, which is all I can do right now, it looks freaking cool. It's dirt. Well, not dirt, but like it is what it is. Hopefully the flange is straight. Why am I closing one eye trying to look at to see if it's straight or not? I gotta mount and run this thing to see if it's actually going to you know, leak or whatnot. Oh man, the flash is not available while I'm recording. Or whatever, it is what it is. Now, moment of truth. Let's see that collector in there. See if it's triangular shape. I haven't seen it yet, so it's gonna be a surprise for all of us, for you and me. Let me see if I can use the living room lights. Oh yeah, man, the camera is not doing the job. The camera is not doing its job. Oh, there we go. I mean, it is a header, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna make more power than the regular K-tune crap that I got. O2 sensor bung. Nice and clean. But yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. Nobody makes these things unless you actually have some sort of fabrication company custom fabricate you one. But nobody makes these things. Look at that. Wow. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna pause this real quick and I'm gonna walk over to the garage. And I'm gonna see if I can. I'm not gonna mount it, obviously. The car is fully assembled. I drive that thing like pretty much 3 or 4 times a week to work and whatnot. But I just want to bring it in and do a little eye test on the engine bay. And I have a big mess in my garage because obviously it's Christmas time. We got a bunch of boxes and stuff in there. But I'm gonna set this on my on a K20C3 that I have set up on my engine dolly with the all-wheel drive transmission and the transfer case to see what this thing looks like with the transfer case installed on the transmission. So I'm gonna pause this video right now and I'm gonna walk over to the garage. Hold on. All right, so here I am in the garage. K20C3, empty block, technically empty head, and I have it seated down on it. On the all-wheel drive transmission with a transfer case. Look at all the space, bro. Jesus. So the collector is gonna go down on the subframe and go straight back. I might angle it a little bit this way so I can run it to the side of the car. But I mean, obviously it's not bolted. It's just sitting there on one of the studs. But it will technically be like this right there. About right there. Yeah, like I said, I do have a big mess because I do have a bunch of boxes and stuff and trash thrown all over the place. Army gear because Army gear. Let me open this hood real quick. We're gonna eyeball. We're gonna eyeball this thing. Watch out, Roxy. Let me grab a flashlight. Woo. Woo! Party. Flashlight. Flashlight. Hood. Wee! Wee! Ah, I knew it. I know for a fact that some of this stuff will have to be moved. Because as you can see, I got a lot of things going on in the back. All right, so first thing first, I'm going to have to relocate or it looks like, maybe not. Maybe not. What? It looks like I'm going to have to relocate my propulsion valve. Because the runners are so long that, I mean, it opens all the way to the back that I might have to relocate my propulsion valve. Fuel line, I'm not too worried about it because I'm not going to run the fuel line through things like that. I'm actually going to run from the fuel cell from the back straight up forward fuel line, and I'm going to bring it, both of them on the side over there where the return is. I'm going to bring both of them out Use the same fuel pressure regulator that I have here, old school blocks, which is technically a replica of the first gen automotive. Hasn't failed me. It still works. It's good to go. It is good for E85 as well because it's aluminum. I mean, not aluminum. It's anyways, it's good for E85, whatever. So all these lines are going to be changed to PTFE because I'm running PTFE lines. Strut bar. The strut bar. I want to measure something. Let me get a tape measure. Let's eyeball with a tape measure some stuff here real quick. Let's see. I'm over here just walking around all of this trash. Tape measure. Now we're gonna grab this tape measure. We're gonna measure that header from the back of the head to the top of the first set of runners in the front. We'll do the same thing with the valve cover put over there, and see what it looks like. So let's see what it comes up to. So if I push this with my legs all the way in, as it's supposed to, right there, from the end of that bolt right there, it's about 2 3/4 of clearance. 2 3/4 of clearance. So if I put it up like this, it's about 2 3/4 of clearance. Now if I go over to the car, I almost busted my butt. Let me go on this side. Hopefully that light doesn't blind the camera. Where is the hole? Right out here. Oh, wait a minute. The hole is down here. Hole is way down here. You know what? Let's measure from the hole up. That light is blinding. I'll put this light on this side. No worries, people. I'm gonna do this with more lighting, daytime, so we can see better. For now, you know, I gotta sweat this fever. Hole is down there, as you can see. So if I put it straight where the hole is, we're looking at about 6 inches high from the bottom of the hole to the bottom of the tube of the strut bar. Hole to the tube about 6 inches, and about about 2 3/4 also. Man, that's cutting it. 6 inches high. Back to the engine. And 2 3/4. So from here to here, 6 inches high. And as you can see, the runner right there, it's a little higher than 6 inches high. So that's out of the way. It's not gonna clear. And from the, I say 2 3/4. Yeah, that's not gonna clear either, man. I mean, there's only one way to find out. I may have to modify this strut bar, but it is here. Yes. Let's move this thing over to the car. I'm not doing anything with the car, but let's see, boy. Let's see what's up here. Early Christmas to me. I should have kept this thing in the box and just put it under the tree, but whatever. All right, so no, it's not gonna clear. I mean, by just eyeballing, I mean, it might. It just might. It just might clear. Thing is, I don't have the cam sprocket. I don't have the crank sprockets installed on the engine up there. So putting a valve cover in is not gonna do anything because on top of the head, I'm still missing some parts of the. Can I put a valve cover in it? I should be able to. Let me see, I got valve covers over here. Oh, trash, trash, trash. Trash, trash, trash. Try not to fall. Come on. Got this one cleaned up, ready for powder coat. That's not right, but it gives me a rough idea of where it should be. No, it'll be alright because the actual valve cover sits on that surface right there. So if I put it on, it sits right there. It sits right there. So let me grab the header one more time. I'm gonna put it on there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pause this video real quick. I'll get another bolt so I can put the header and bolt it up with at least 2 bolts and take some measurements from the valve cover. That way I can properly measure valve cover and whatever from here. Well, not properly, but at least close to it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Nice shirt that I made myself here. But anyways, I'm back. Let me grab this tape measure again. Tastes like rusted metal. Okay, installed with 1 bolt and the stud over there. It's nice and flat on the mating surface. So from the header itself to an 5/8 max, 2 5/8 the max, or 2.5. I think it's 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So this is a smaller spot. And it's about a little less than 2.5, and this side is a little wider, so it is a little bit more than 2.5. So I'll say that it is 2 3/8. It's not gonna fit. Let's measure here. 2 3/8. And we did say it was like 3 something from valve cover. 2 1/2. Ooh. Bro, this is like inches off. I mean, not inches, like millimeters off of the half, which is what I need. On this side, it's 2.5 exactly. So, dude, I can literally, I mean, I'm going to modify this thing anyways, because I can cut it from here. And I can cut it there, nice and clean, and, well, the forward. It barely clears that thing, but still, move it forward. Yeah, that way. Roxy, excuse me. Excuse me, Roxy. I got way too much stuff here. Move, dumb. That way it fits straight in here. And since the engine moves on its own, whenever it moves, you know what I mean? If it moves, damn. I mean, there is some space there. I got some wiggle room. I got some wiggle room here. Regardless, I got space here. And I can just modify my thing. I don't have to make another one. I can just modify it. Because I got a lot of space here. I can move this forward at least 1/2 inch to have clearance in the back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I might just do that. 1/2 inch there. 1/2 inch here forward. One. It will be about yay. About yay. Yes. It'll clear the header. So now, let's measure the last thing, which is this one, from the top of this. Somewhat measure, you know what I mean? So I'll call that, I'll call it 7 inches. That way I can have extra wiggle. 7 inches. And that is from the bottom of this thing right about here. I mean, do I have to really move it? No, not really. But I can definitely make another bracket, because this is the factory bracket. I can definitely make another bracket to bring it closer to the firewall, and straighter in the firewall, because all these lines are, I can bend these things again and move them if it's necessary. I need to. And the ones at the bottom are from Hush Performance, so there I can move those easily. So from there to here, it's about 6 inches. Yeah, because that's 6 inches right there to the last one. Six inches to the last line, as you can see. Boom. To the edge of the valve cover, 6 inches. And we said it was 6 3/4. Call the 7 over there just to be safe. So I think I'll be good, because this thing, I can bend it that way. I mean, this one goes all the way down to the wheel well. I can just replace that thing. It looks ugly anyways. This one goes straight down to the front wheel well. I might just replace it, because these two go back to the car. These two go to the back. This is to the front, this is to the front, and these two are the ones that come from there. Yeah, I got some work to do. Easily to do in one day, but I got some work to do. I think I got a plan. So, modifications to this thing in the engine bay, at least. Obviously, got to swap the transmission for my 6-speed LSD all-wheel drive tranny, which definitely is going to go in the car, to this one. I'm going to take the engine out, because it's easier to do the transmission on this chassis with the engine out. And let me get my light, turn it off. This video might be boring for a lot of people, but whatever. I'm just logging a couple things, you know what I mean, in my messy garage for now, because I'm gonna clean it up later, and this thing is gonna be nice and cool. Here's a couple things that I'm doing. The axles with one of my extra inside hubs. I got on both of my things inside hubs with extended wheels already, and I got the axles right here. Thanks to S1 again, like I said before, and you know, without being afraid of passing out information, because a lot of people just don't tell anything. They like to hog information and not tell people. But whatever. Thanks to S1, as you can see, this thing just like whoosh, fixed perfectly in there. The right length. So these axles are 29.3 inches, and by eyeballing the diff and one of my trailing arms, based on the measurements from the back of the CRX to the side of the wheel where the hub is right there, about yay there, the axle with this hub sits right up meow, and oops, se cayó, and center with the thing right there. So I use this as a pattern. The axle itself sits a little further in from here to here on the center of the differential bracket that goes in the back, bottom, whatever. And this is fine. 29.31 inches out of a CRV passenger side. Now, for modifications, obviously there's a million videos of how to do the all-wheel drive for the moving. There's a million videos out there from different channels and different people that have done the S1 installation of the all-wheel drive brackets and everything else that they sell, you know, like the mounts and whatnot. So when I do my videos, I'm not gonna do a detailed explanation of go here, do that, blah 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 blah. I am gonna break it into chapters. I'm gonna break it into different videos for you know, the rear mount of the diff. Then welding the support bracket on top. That's gonna be part of it. I'm gonna do another video of replacing the trailing arms. That's probably gonna be the shortest one, because there's a million videos out there of how to replace a trailing arm on a Honda. 88 to 2000, no, to 2000, they are the same. Acuras and Integras. I mean, Integras and Civics, they're all the same. They're sold, whatever. Replacing the trailing arms, literally the same freaking thing. Sorry, F-bomb. So I'm not gonna just say, oh, take this off, put this on, blah, 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 blah. No, it's gonna be take off, put on, call it a day. Then I'm gonna show my drive shaft, which is already there. Not necessarily welded and balanced, but it's already measured based on eyeballing. So once I get the transmission and stuff, which is going to be another video, and I get the transmission and everything else, I'm going to rectify that measurements from flange on the transmission to the flange on the differential in the back, and that includes the length completely using the viscous coupler. That's going to be another video, the way that I'm going to mount my viscous coupler. For an EF chassis, there's not a lot of people out there showing how they mounted it. I think EF static, whatever, showed a couple of his ideas of how he mounted on his CRXs and whatnot. So I don't know, but we'll see. I have an idea of how I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna try that first. I'm gonna document the video at the whole yard. Once I start editing, whatever works best is what I'm gonna go with. That's the one I'm gonna post. I got two ideas. I got the crossbar from one side to the other, but not necessarily from the chassis itself, because as you know, this CRX as a chassis is like on a V, so it's wider in the back than in the actual front. So back here, here is wider than up there in the front, so it's like on a V like this. So the bracket in the back and the bracket in the front, they will be on the other. I do have an idea for that, and also have an idea to use the tunnel itself, mounting the viscous coupler with a mount that goes around the tunnel and out to the support brackets, and keeping the viscous coupler in the middle. It's in there, whatever. I'll show some pictures. Maybe I'll put some pictures here in the screen somehow, magically. And go from there. Then the installation of the drive shaft, another video. Putting it up and down, another video, blah, 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 blah. Just I'm going to have a lot of content when it comes to putting this thing all-wheel drive. Ooh, and another thing, fuel system. Because I'm going to do this thing on 3 steps. I'm going to do this thing in 3 steps. 1, fuel system, because I want the car to run. I want the car to drive, regardless if I'm done with the all-wheel drive or not. Fuel system is the first thing. That way, whenever I get this fuel tank out of there and I run the new fuel lines in the Honda yard, the car's still going to run the same way, because it's you can see there, right there, it's an 8-tail fuel cell that goes on the inside of the car. That box, and a couple of other things. Everything PTFE for E85, just in case I decide to go the E85. Whatever, it's gonna be E85 ready. It's gonna be E85 ready, meaning that if I'm gonna empty this thing out and put E85, the car will run normally. Obviously, I gotta do the thing in the computer, the tuning for the computer, but it's easy. In K-Tuner, it's really easy. So I'm gonna do the first thing I'm gonna do, like I said, fuel. Second thing I'm gonna do is engine and transmission, which is gonna be on a front-wheel drive configuration with the transfer case out and a little block of plate from an element blocking it, so I don't, whatever. That way the car can continue to drive. And once I'm ready to do everything else in the back, then I tackle third step. I tackle everything in the back, put everything on, welded it, and from there on, everything is just straight bolt on. And the car should be able to, spin off 4 wheels. So those are my 3 steps. Fuel, which is the first thing. Transmission, and in the engine up there, that way it's on and ready and running. Front-wheel drive configuration with the transfer case blocked off. And the third is the rear part of it. Pretty much rear diff mount, the rear diff support bar, and drive shaft. All of that in one single spot. It's in one single stage. So is it going to take me 3 days to do this? Probably not. Is it going to take me more than a week to probably do this? Like, doing this here, doing this there, doing this there? Probably. But my goal is to keep the car drivable. So when I do the transmission in the front, that engine is coming out, transmission is getting detached, putting the new transmission in, filling it, putting it back in there, shift the cables when a yard goes in there. Nothing on the inside is going to be taken apart. We're not, just done straight up. Sencillo. And so on and so forth. I got 30 minutes on this video. I know you guys are not gonna watch the whole thing. Probably gonna fast forward the crap out of everything, but that's all I got. Again, I got hitter, bro. Let's get this all-wheel drive on the road. Yes, sir. Again, follow me, CRX_for life on Instagram. Follow my channel, like and subscribe. There's gonna be a couple of other things coming in, so just continue to check it out. It's just another CRX blog, but everybody loves them. All right, so